Hello, I'm going to be doing a video on basic tips for taking care of a chameleon. This little girl is a blue-barred ambelobe. I'm going to open her cage and she might or might not run down to get food. Sometimes she does because I feed her from my hand frequently. Anyways, if I stick my hand in there, probably take a look at it and try to... Okay, the phone's got her spooked. They don't like cameras. But anyways, the first thing you're going to need is a screen cage, which is pretty basic knowledge. This one is custom built by me. I got a bigger one for when she gets to be mature size, but right now it's like 30 inches or so tall, and it's just fine. I mean, they're not horribly active. I mean, you're definitely going to want a bigger cage for them, but it's not like they're going to be doing laps around it, unless if they do, that's bad. Okay, so heating, I think I got like a 60-watt bulb right there. It's kind of blurry. Sorry about the image. It's on my cell phone. And right there, 60 watt. You're going to want to get it nice and close. It's got to be like 90 degrees. 90 to 100. It's typically where you want to be with the basking spot. And over there is one too. There's a 55 watt above that one, a nighttime bulb. And she will sit up there and bask. And you're definitely going to want lots of foliage. As you can see, I got the grapewood in there. I got a few vines in there. Give her lots of places that she feels safe. That thing is supposed to be kind of poor crickets in there, and he kind of can stuck in there, but chameleon can shoot his tongue in there at him. So didn't really work too well. It's kind of dirty in there. I haven't cleaned her cage up for a week, and that's just how much poop she drops. I mean, she eats a lot, and that's just a week's worth. I mean, they eat a lot. This is Marceline. They got the really cool eyes. Anyways, they aren't cheap to take care of, and you can't hold them at all. No, I'm not gonna say at all, but typically they're not comfortable with you holding them, and they say is every time you hold them, you're taking hours away from their life. She's pretty calm around me. The camera's got her a little stressed out. She's a little afraid. But she'll eat right out of my hand. She's not afraid of me at all. Like she's gonna recoil. Ideally, humidity-wise, you're gonna want to keep it from 40 to 60%, maybe a little higher if she's shedding, but if she is shedding, you're going to definitely want to keep it around 60%, and if you do that, she'll shed quick, no problem. So if you want a chameleon, I mean, they're not cheap whatsoever. I mean, it's not something you should just start off with typically, unless you have your heart really set on a chameleon. Just because a lot of people just want to pick them up and they want to be like best friends with a chameleon, and who could blame them? They're very cool, but they're just not like that. If you do that, your chameleon's not going to last too long. So I mean, a good idea of how much, like, you're going to want to get a smaller cage and then a bigger cage. You start a baby. So I mean, that's going to cost you like $300 or 200, 300, depending on how big and how nice you get. There for a couple cages. And then also, I guess I forgot to mention, you gotta keep UVB light on them. That's a 5.0 Zoom Ed Rep to something. Anyways, I'll show you guys reading out of my hands in a second. Just kind of set it upwards. Alright, here's the mealworm I'm holding. I got it covered in a vitamin calcium supplement that's, oh, she's already trying to grab it. It's covered in D3 calcium, and that's what you're going to want. Anyway, she wants it, so I'll point it at her. Try to get the mealworm in this one. Yeah. See, you work with them a little bit. They'll get kind of calm around you, and you can do that, and it's really a neat trick because everyone's always impressed by that. Anyways, how I did it is I started with like crickets, and I just kind of hold one up to her face, and then I would just put the cricket down, she'd eat it, and then slowly but surely she realized I was holding the cricket, and then she'd just start to shoot. Crickets were straight from my hand. Now I can feed her anything from my hand, which is good. And then you can like kind of open up their diet a little bit more. If you can get them to hand feed, you can feed them like Zubin's got like the canned grasshoppers and all that stuff. But you don't really want to handle them too often. Their main diet is, well, you can feed them crickets. Those most people do. You're not going to want to feed them too many mealworms, especially when they're young like this. Sometimes they can have problems digesting mealworms. She doesn't personally, but I've heard people where they kind of poop blood. It's not good for the chameleon. And if you guys got any more questions, just comment or email me, and I will give you the best answer I can.